Now, the first thing that the teacher will want to do is after the students put the flipbook together, just go into the overview section, which is the first section, and just fill out these notes for the translation. Now, we had just talked about it with our exploration in class, so these should be pretty quick. And also mention to the students that these could be, you could move left and down. So you either move right or left, and you either move up or down, or you could just do one of them. So just make sure that that is cool to the students. Next thing we want to do is go to the translation section. Now I'm just going to do the think aloud for number 1, but you could also extend it into number 2. I'll probably have my students try number 2 on their own and kind of walk around to see how they're doing, but that really is up to you in your class. You may want to do what we do, but I'm probably going to do what you do for that one. So for the first one, what we want to do is first read and annotate to make sure we understand what's going on in this problem. So it says a figure shows triangle ABC. Graph the image of the triangle after a translation of 5 units to the left and 3 units up. So there's a couple of vocabulary in here that I'm a little unsure about. One of them says triangle ABC. So some of you may be familiar with how to name triangles and some of you may not. So back in previous grades, you have drawn shapes and you've labeled them with their endpoints being letters. Well, now in geometry, what we'll do is take those endpoints and we'll write them usually in either clockwise order or counterclockwise order, and they're usually in alphabetical order. It's just kind of the general practice that people do. So in this case, we write triangle ABC, and that just names the triangle. And then this is, we've talked about it a little bit already, but this is called our pre-image because it is the image before, so pre meaning before, we have applied this translation. So the translation is to move 5 units to the left and 3 units up. So how I'm going to show you to do that is actually to take, I'm going to take each of my endpoints, which are called vertices, and I'm going to move them according to what it says here. It's a little bit easier for me to do that than to try to visualize moving the entire shape. So I'm going to take A, and I'm going to move it 5 to the left and 3 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put my new point. And I want to remember that that has to do with A, but I can't name it A again because I already have something named A. So I'm going to name it something called A prime. So it's a prime. And that's just, it kind of looks like an apostrophe, but it's to remind me that, hey, this point came from A. That's what it originally was, but it's not A. It's something new. So we're going to name it A prime. So I'm going to do that with my other points as well. So B, I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, I'll put B prime. And C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, C prime. And then basically I'm just going to connect the dots. If I have moved it properly, it should look identical to the one that I started with, just shifted around in the coordinate plane. So now let me go over here and show you how to do the algebraic representation of this. So this is visually, we counted, we did that, we're done. Now algebraically, we're going to write in this box a rule. So we're going to take each of our vertices, A, B, and C. So let's look. A is 1, comma, negative 3. B is 3, comma, 1. And C is 1, 2, 3, 4, comma, negative 5. Well, the rule that we followed was to take our x value, move it to the left, which means we subtract 5. Take our y value, move it up, which means we add 3. So that's how we write the general form, and then we'll just apply that to each of these. So I'm going to do 1 minus 5, and I'm going to do negative 3 plus 3. So my new point will be negative 4, comma, 0, and we labeled that A prime. So I'm just going to make note of that over there. It labels A prime. Next I've got 3 minus 5, 1 plus 3, so negative 2 and 4, labeled B prime. And my last one is 4 minus 5, negative 5 plus 3, and that's going to be negative 1, comma, negative 2, labeled C prime. And then I'm just going to double check that these are the points that are actually matching up here, and they are, so I did this correctly. Now, another way that I want to briefly show you how to do this, if you need to do this, you can, if this is a little complicated for you to begin with. What you can do is you can use this stuff called patty paper, and it's called patty paper because it's literally used in restaurants to separate hamburger patties so they don't stick together. But it works really good in geometry because we can use it to trace our shapes. So, for example, here, I could have traced ABC, and I usually like to have a reference point, so I trace the middle of the origin there. So this is what it looks like. I also label my vertices A, B, C, so when I start moving it around, I know exactly where they're supposed to go. And then I just take this shape, focusing on one of my points, so I'll just put this one at the top, and I move it exactly as it says. So it says to the left 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up 3, 1, 2, 3. And notice that's exactly the shape that we had originally drawn. So then I would just go ahead and move to those points.
Staff members